love crochet and knit. Like, I really love it. I've completed over 91 handmade projects, from crochet tops to chunky knit scarves, and I currently have my entire yarn stash fitting in 3 drawers. That's probably more yarn than the average human even knows what to do with. And honestly, that felt totally normal until I dipped my toe into a brand new hobby. And suddenly I found myself spiraling. I wasn't just curious about trying it, I was adding supplies to my cart, watching 10 different must-have tool videos, and somehow feeling behind in a hobby that I hadn't even started yet. That's when I had to stop and ask myself, when did my peaceful creative hobbies start to feel like shopping lists? Why do I feel like I need every single tool, every tutorial, and every trending item just to belong? So today we're talking about it. Is consumerism ruining our hobbies? Or have we just forgotten how to dabble without diving headfirst into the deep end of buying stuff? Whether you're into knitting, crochet, painting, journaling, or any craft that started out as fun and somehow turned into an online haul, this one's for you. Hobbies used to be about the joy of doing, not the pressure of owning. It was about the process, about getting lost in a project, not lost in your shopping cart. But somewhere along the way, that shifted. Now, thanks to social media, algorithms, and highly curated aesthetic videos, we're constantly being sold the idea that we need more to be taken seriously in our craft. Whether it's craft hauls, massive yarn stash tours, endless supply list videos, or TikToks filmed with must-have crochet tools or knitting essentials you didn't know you needed, the message is clear. If you're not consuming, are you even crafting? It's like you can't just enjoy something quietly anymore. You have to become a poster child for it. You need the custom pegboard, the matching storage bins, the trendy ergonomic hooks, and the aesthetic yarn wall to prove that you're part of the community. And while a lot of people point the finger at TikTok and Gen Z for turning hobbies into brand extensions, let's be honest, they didn't start the fire. Before TikTok, we had YouTube craft channels, Pinterest dream rooms, and Instagram feeds full of sponsored craft supplies. Platforms have been blending hobby culture and consumerism for over a decade. So let's give this new generation a little grace. They didn't invent this. They're just picking up the torch that was already burning. The pressure to buy more, show more, and share more is baked into the digital crafting world that many of us helped build. Naturally, I lean more toward the minimalist side of crafting. Watching one too many documentaries and podcasts from the minimalists honestly scarred me for life, but in the best way possible. That mindset really stuck with me. So while my yarn stash might seem large to the average person who doesn't knit or crochet, in the world of fiber arts, it's honestly pretty modest. Don't get me wrong, I love yarn, but I've always been intentional about not crossing over into yarn hoarder territory. I've even said in previous videos that I'm never going to be one of those crafters who has a giant wall of yarn shelves in the background of every video. That is just not my style. No shade to those who do. It's beautiful, it's just not what feels right for me. As a crochet and knit content creator, I'll be honest, if I wasn't making videos and sharing my journey online, I probably wouldn't own half the tools of yarn that I do now. And that's not a bad thing, it's just the truth. You want proof? Scroll all the way back to my first crochet videos. Some of my first few videos were made using the exact same Curio No. 3 crochet thread that I ordered online. Before that, my yarn came from Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, just like every other beginner. No yarn wall, no fancy tools, just a free hook that I got from a free class at the library, some thread, and big dreams. But after finishing those early projects, something wild happened. A yarn company reached out to me. They offered to send me some free yarn in exchange for simply showcasing what I made. And I would have been crazy to say no. I was new to the craft, I had patterns on my to-make list, and here was this opportunity to access all the yarn that I wanted for free. It felt like I just hit the jackpot, honestly. Still, even with that exciting opportunity, I tried to stay cautious. I didn't want to lose control and end up drowning in yarn. I wanted to create, not collect. I wanted to stay connected to the reason that I started the hobby in the first place, the joy of making something with my own 2 hands. Let me be very clear. Loving your materials is okay. Investing in beautiful yarn, trying out new crochet hooks, or picking up tools that support your creativity, that's all part of the fun. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your supplies. But when it starts to feel like you're not enough without all the stuff, when your confidence gets tied to your collection, it might be time to pause and check in with yourself. I've experienced this outside of crafting too. When I was planning my wedding, I made a lot of budget conscious and slightly controversial decisions. One of them being being that I would do my own makeup for my wedding day. Not because I'm some beauty guru, because I definitely am not, but because I didn't want the added expense of hiring a professional makeup artist. I figured, hey, I'm a creative person, how hard could it be? So I walked into Ulta Beauty, hoping to find a foundation and maybe a little guidance. I met the sweetest employee with flawless makeup that honestly looked like it belonged on the cover of a magazine. Not only did she perfectly color match my skin, but she also showed me how to apply everything step by step. She was patient, encouraging, and truly made me feel like I could do this. But then we got to the register. She had loaded up my little shopping cart with $350 worth of makeup for one face for one day. I paused and I said, no ma'am, let's go back and recalibrate some things. I remember asking her, now why is this lip gloss better than the one that I already had from the beauty supply store? And I'll never forget her response. She said, if you want good makeup, you're looking at spending at least $300. That blew my mind. It was a whole new world of beauty consumerism that I hadn't stepped into before. And the craziest part is that I ended up doing my own makeup with way fewer products and felt absolutely beautiful on my wedding day without breaking the bank. And the same goes for crochet and knitting. If you want to spend $300 on a project, trust me, you absolutely could. Between premium yarns, custom ergonomic crochet hooks, row counters, blocking mats, hand-dyed fibers, and aesthetic stitch markers, the temptation is real. But here's the truth. With most hobbies, makeup, crochet, knitting, embroidery, you name it, the real magic is in the technique, not the tools. You can't buy the technique. That comes with time, practice, mistakes, and actually doing the work. So yes, buy the fancy hook if it brings you joy. Grab the gorgeous yarn if it inspires you. But don't ever feel like you need a $300 cart to be creative, talented, or enough, because you are and you always have been. It's completely okay to be a dabbler. You don't have to go all in on a hobby for it to count. You can enjoy crochet, knitting, or even painting without dedicating your entire space, budget, or identity to it. We need to start normalizing the idea that your value as a crafter or creative person isn't tied to how much you own. Your worth is not measured by the size of your yarn stash, the number of hooks you own, or how many projects you finished. It's okay to simply enjoy the process on your own terms. Now, I'm seeing the irony here. One of my recent videos was literally titled The 10 Stages of a Crochet Addiction. And yes, we all got a good laugh, we shared our stories, we admitted some wild yarn buying confessions, and we had fun with it. But this video is for the other side of the conversation. It's for the beginners and casual crafters who are thinking, I like crochet, but I wouldn't call it an addiction. And guess what? That's perfectly okay. In fact, I want to personally welcome you to the yarn and fiber community. You're just as creative, just as valuable. You just have a different pace, and honestly, that is beautiful. This idea really hit me recently when I picked up a new hobby, plant care. And let me tell you, if you're an OG around here, you already know my plant parent journey has been a little rocky, to say the least. I used to joke that my thumb was permanently brown, but I'm trying my best not to give up. I recently bought a golden pothos for my office, arguably one of the easiest indoor plants for beginners. And even though it comes with its own learning curve, I had my ups and downs with that thing. Naturally, since I was trying something I failed at before, I dove into so much research. I watched videos, I read blogs, I visited plant shops, and that's when it clicked. Just like how yarn YouTubers have their aesthetic yarn walls, plant YouTubers usually don't make videos about their one pothos that they're caring for. These folks are living in indoor jungles. Their homes are lush, green, and absolutely beautiful. And let's be real, that is just not my goal. I want to keep this one plant alive. That's it. That's the bar right now. And I realized that's okay. What really cracked me up is that consumerism exists in the plant world too. There are grow lights, humidifiers, rare plant auctions, custom pots, and the list goes on and on. And the ironic part is that plants literally multiply on their own. If I manage to take care of this one golden pothos, I may end up with my own indoor jungle, not because I spent hundreds of dollars, but because that's just how plants work. Growth is built into the whole hobby. And that's the lesson I want to leave you with today. If you're a crafter and you've ever wondered, am I really a maker if I have only completed one sweater? Or do I belong in this community if I only own 2 skeins of yarn? Let me say it loud and clear. Yes, you do. You're just not the loudest, most visible crafter in today's consumer-driven world, and that is okay. You're not any less creative, you're just not as common, and I think that makes you kind of special. So what now? Am I turning my back on all the crochet addicts and replacing them with the tribe of minimalist crafters? Absolutely not. That is definitely not my goal. I've always said there's room for everyone in this community, whether you've got a wall full of yarn organized by color and fiber content, or just a single hook and a lonely skein. Whether you're the type to stock up during every Michael sale or the type to use up every last bit of your stash before buying more, I see you, and more importantly, I support you. My hope is that this channel and every video I make continues to entertain entertain, inspire, and encourage both ends of the spectrum. If you're here for pattern recommendations, yarn haul suggestions, and the latest from Lion Brand and We Crochet, I got you. And if you're easing into the craft, trying to keep it simple, or just looking for tips on how to be a more intentional maker, I got you too. No clutter, no pressure. We don't all have to approach this craft in the same way. Some of us crochet for therapy, some for fashion, some to keep our hands busy during Netflix, and some of us just want to try something new without signing up for a whole lifestyle. However you show up, you belong here. So take a look at the videos that speak to where you are in your journey. I've got them linked right here for you, and with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.